Hey, what's up everybody? Saw this video pop up in my feed, so I wanted to share this with you for all of you individuals out there who are waiting on that stimulus check, some of that sweet, juicy government teat to come your way. So let's watch this video real quick, and then we'll talk about a couple things.
We're getting some breaking news right now from the IRS. For more, I'd like to go to Edward Lawrence. Edward.
Yeah, Charles, I have a senior Treasury official who's telling me that the IRS will be able to get those direct deposits, the first ones directly to Americans, the early next week. We're talking about Monday or Tuesday. The Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin had said that it was going to be 3 weeks from the bill signing. That would have put it April 17th, Friday of next week. Now it looks like the IRS has sped up their process. I have a source, a senior administration official in the Treasury Department telling me that it's going to be early next week for those direct deposits. They're going through the 170 million plus IRS filings that they have, finding those direct deposits in the next day or so. There's going to be a link on the IRS website where you could change your direct deposit information if you need to. But again, the bottom line here, the money coming a little bit faster to Americans who need it. Back to you.
So there you have it, everybody. Short video, like we like, right? 1 minute, get straight to the point. You hear them there talking about how the stimulus checks were supposed to be out as early as April 17th. Now that's not for everybody, of course. That's for individuals who have e-filed and have their bank account information on file with the IRS. I've actually heard something, I don't know that this is true, but I heard they were saying if you don't have bank account information on file with the IRS, that possibly you could have to wait longer. But again, I don't know about that. You may want to look into that. But again, if you've e-filed, then usually you would have your bank account information included. But again, for individuals who don't have their bank account information in there, think about what he mentioned in the video also about how early next week there's going to be a link up on the website of the IRS to change your direct deposit information, or your bank account information, I should say. So if you have a new bank or you don't have a bank on file at all, then beyond that, early next week, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday or so, take a look into that and get yourself ready for that, just to make sure your bank account information is there. When I get information on that, I'll post a video up as well for that. They were talking about April 17th. Now it looks like they're bumping it back. They say early next week. I wouldn't assume that's Monday. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. That would be, what, 14th or 15th? And I'm recording this video on April 9th. In our case, we're both eligible for the $1,200. So once it hits my bank account, I'll go ahead and post a video up, just so you individuals out there who may come across this video who are looking for answers or saying, hey, have people gotten theirs? Where's mine? Yada, yada, yada. I'll go ahead and put a video up right when it hits so individuals will know. Basic information, that's the point of this video, but I just wanted to kind of give a little PSA if I could, and this is the part where if you don't want anybody talking to you about personal finance, I'd say click the video off, but I'm not going to dad anybody. That's not my thing. I don't do that, but basically what I'm going to say here is this comes from a position of me giving a shit. I've put videos up in the past about things to watch out for, just kind of like, hey, watch out for these certain scams that I've been hearing about that have been popping up since this whole thing started. And you know how it is. You know when the dirtbags hear that there's going to be money coming everybody's way, that's when they know it's time to seize on individuals. There's individuals, elderly individuals, individuals without internet access, less educated individuals. I wouldn't even say educated, just like less in the know, right? Because it happens to people. We get scammed. Scammers are good. They're good at what they do. You got to give them credit for that. If it's possible to give somebody credit for being a piece of shit. But you guys get the point. The main thing is, though, I don't want to see anybody fall victim to any of that stuff. So I just want to say, like, be careful out there as much as I can say it. Scammers aren't always so forthright with what they do. A lot of times they operate in the gray areas of society, and to call it a scam is probably not the proper terminology for it, but there's always people out there that are trying to take advantage of individuals and get their money, right? A fool and his money are soon parted, as they say. Well, there's individuals out there trying to make us be the fool. There's needless things that we spend our money on, and that's up to us, right? That's free will. That's our right to choose to partake in those activities that separate us from that sweet, juicy coin that we get. So where I'm going with this is just when that money hits, and this is just my plea to anybody who's interested, that if you're somebody who went from a place of employment where you were working, life's going good, things are going great, and then all of a sudden you get laid off, and 1 week later, 2 weeks later, at most, and you're sitting there and you can't pay rent, you can't pay your credit card bills anymore, and only you know. Personal finance, people can give you advice, this and that, but you have to look at yourself in the mirror realistically. Nobody can make you change things unless you want to change yourself. People can tell you a million different ways, but you just have to be an adult about it, I guess, and be realistic with your situation. So what I want to see is if you were that individual who was on the fence, like I said, things were going fine, you know, you were buying things here and there. Now, in hindsight, you look back and say, hey, I wish I didn't buy this or that. If you were that individual who was trying to make ends meet, like they say, or living paycheck to paycheck, my hope would be that you just don't see this money as something that you see as just having no value. It's just a handout. It's just a freebie. You're like, hey, now I can get that new TV. Now I can go out and buy more clothes. Now I can go out and spend that money on that e-thought. Now I can go spend that money on that Twitch streaming girl who always shows her ha-has. You know, I can go throw her an extra $5 or $10. Now I can go donate to my favorite online streamer who makes videos wherever. No hate on those individuals. Keep in mind that all of those individuals that you may be trying to throw your cash at, highly likely that they're going to get some form of stimulus check of their own. Now, I know it's tempting, you know, those e-thoughts got it going on. Hey, they got the goods, man. They know what's up. They know how to work it, and they know how to get that money out of guys. For females, you've got your own set of kind of materialistic things pulling at you in society. Oh, you've got to have the latest and greatest clothes, the new makeup, yada, yada, yada. You'll see companies advertising for stuff. Like I mentioned in a video several weeks ago, I see these car companies advertising. Fletcher Jones, Mercedes-Benz down here where I live. I see these Hyundai commercials, Subaru commercials, Ford commercials all the time. Oh, if you recently bought a car, we're here for you. Or if you're going to buy a car soon, we're here for you. And shut the fuck up with that. Again, it's not so much a scam, but it's a subtle way of separating you from your money under the guise of acting like we care. So, back to my point. I don't want to see individuals, and you, like I said, being honest with yourself. I don't want to see you get into a situation where you get this check in April and you're like, oh, I hear there's another stimulus bill. Maybe I'll get another check in June. If this thing keeps going, maybe I'll get another check in August. I just don't want to see anybody get into that situation of dependency. Now, granted, in these times, certainly, you know, the government forced everybody to close, all of these businesses to close down, so why shouldn't they pay something for that, right? Totally get that, I'm with you. But ultimately, I think you know what I'm getting at. I don't want to see you, anybody out there, get into a situation where the money should be valuable to you, but you don't see it as valuable in the sense of saying, hey, what if this thing keeps going on? Do I really need that new TV right now? Do I really need to go down to the car dealership? Do I need another gun? 2A guys, you know I'm always with you. That new thing that you're thinking, hey, I'm going to spend this money on. Could it be something that you put off in favor of trying to save something just in case this thing keeps going on, right? I just want to see everybody be wise with their money. Now, granted, we're all in different situations in life. For some of us, this is a freebie. This is money from the sky. We have that emergency fund saved up. We're good. We have 6 to 9 months worth. We have net worth. We have a 403b. We have other mutual funds. So for those individuals, it's kind of like a freebie, right? But for yourself, if you're somebody out there who's struggling, or after just a week of being laid off or 2, and unemployment isn't enough and you're not making ends meet, I just hope that you'll be good with your money and just be wise about it. That's all. Because I don't want to see anybody get in a situation where they have that dependency, you know what I mean? And May 1st comes around and you're looking at not being able to pay rent again. And I know that they say people can't be evicted during this time, but there will come a time possibly when that landlord wants that back rent, and you just want to be smart with it. That's all I'm saying. If you see my videos, you know I come off as pretty genuine and I actually give a fuck, because I don't have to do this for money. right? I don't talk about what I talk about for money. Maybe there'll come a time where some sponsor comes my way and offers me money to shout them out on the channel or whatever, but I don't have to do this for money. So my hope comes from genuine caringness for people and just saying, be wise with it, be realistic, take a look in the mirror at your situation, and just, if you're somebody who's on the verge, just be wise with it. That's all. So look, here's the deal, everybody. You can clown me. I'll show you straight up. I am pretty conservative with my money choices. I splurge on some things. I splurged on some needless things a couple weeks ago, right? But I'm in a position where I'm okay to do that. But I splurged on some things, and I'll have some videos up about that. It's just cheesy stuff like childhood splurges, things I didn't get to enjoy then. But check this out. You see it? That's my cell phone. Yes, that's my cell phone. Everybody laughs at me. These shirts, I have several. You notice I rotate them in my video. But I'm not always out there spending money. I'm pretty conservative with my money and my monetary choices. So that creates a situation for me where this money isn't something I need. I look at more of the ramifications of the future of potential inflation and other problems that printing this money can cause. That's how I look at it, just because the money isn't a need for me. And I know you'll take it off my hands gladly, right? And I appreciate all you guys for that. But again, I think you guys get my point. It's just, I want to see people out there, even if I don't know you, even if I never meet you, I don't want to see you get into that situation of dependency and kind of the stress that goes along with the paycheck to paycheck life and having to count on things, because I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. I've been poor. I've struggled, done it all. I've been through that stress, and I don't want to see that for anybody. So, short video there. I ranted on. Hopefully you guys get it. Like I said, I'm not trying to dad anybody, but I want the best for you guys. I don't want to see anybody get into a situation where they can't afford rent because they bought a TV or they bought new clothes, or they just assumed that, hey, when this whole thing ends and they let us loose, that their landlord isn't going to come back and ask for that money in back rent. So take care, everybody. Just be wise with it. And like I said, I'll put up another video once I hear more information about the link to the IRS for the bank account and when my stimulus check hits. So take care, everybody. I wish you all the best, and be well.